15 actors currently battling you'd never recognize today. What if the faces you admire the most are silently fighting battles you never see? Behind the red carpets, blockbuster films, and global fame, some of the world's biggest celebrities are dealing with life-altering diseases, conditions that don't just threaten careers, but redefine their entire lives. From neurological disorders to autoimmune diseases, these stories are not just about illness, they're about survival. And the truth might surprise you, because strength doesn't always look like success. It often looks like vulnerability. So the real question is, if fame can't protect them, what does that say about the rest of us? Stay with us, because these stories will change how you see celebrity forever. Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis, one of Hollywood's most recognizable action stars, has in recent years faced a profound and life-altering health challenge that brought his decades-long career to a close. In March 2022, his family announced that he would step away from acting due to aphasia, a condition affecting language and communication. Less than a year later, in February 2023, his diagnosis was clarified as frontotemporal dementia, FTD, a rare neurodegenerative disease that primarily impacts behavior, personality, and executive function rather than memory. This distinction is critical, as FTD often goes undetected in early stages and differs significantly from more widely understood forms of dementia, like Alzheimer's. Born on March 19, 1955, Willis built a career spanning over 4 decades, starring in iconic films such as Die Hard, Pulp Fiction, and The Sixth Sense. His work grossed billions worldwide, cementing his legacy as a defining figure in modern cinema. Yet, behind the public image, his recent journey has been marked by increasing cognitive decline. According to statements from his family, communication difficulties were among the earliest visible symptoms, gradually progressing to more complex impairments. What has distinguished Willis's situation is the openness with which his family has shared updates. His wife, Emma Hemming Willis, along with his daughters, has used their platform to raise awareness about FTD, a condition that affects an estimated 50,000 to 60,000 people in the United States. Their transparency has helped bring attention to caregiving realities, emotional resilience, and the importance of medical research. Despite the severity of the diagnosis, moments shared publicly, family gatherings, celebrations, and quiet interactions reflect enduring connection and affection. While Willis may no longer appear on screen, his impact remains deeply felt, both through his body of work and through the awareness his story continues to generate. Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox's journey with Parkinson's disease stands as one of the most well-documented and impactful personal health battles in modern entertainment history. Diagnosed in 1991 at just 29 years old, at the height of his fame following Back to the Future, Fox initially kept his condition private. He went public in 1998, fundamentally changing how Parkinson's was perceived, shifting it from a distant medical issue to a deeply human, visible struggle. Parkinson's disease is a progressive neurological disorder affecting movement, often causing tremors, stiffness, and balance difficulties. Over the past 3 decades, Fox has experienced many of these challenges firsthand. He has undergone multiple surgeries and suffered numerous injuries due to falls, including fractures and joint damage. In recent interviews, he has spoken candidly about the physical toll, describing how maintaining balance and mobility has become increasingly difficult. Yet what defines Fox's story is not only the progression of the disease, but his response to it. In 2000, he founded the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research, which has since become the largest nonprofit funder of Parkinson's research globally, raising over $1.5 billion. The organization has played a critical role in advancing treatments and accelerating scientific breakthroughs. Beyond advocacy, Fox has also addressed the emotional and psychological dimensions of living with a chronic condition. He has spoken openly about fear, uncertainty, and the need to adapt daily life around physical limitations. Despite stepping back from full-time acting, he has continued selective work in television and writing, including award-winning memoirs that detail his experience. Now in his 60s, Fox remains a powerful voice for resilience and medical progress. His legacy extends far beyond entertainment, influencing research, public awareness, and the lives of millions affected by Parkinson's worldwide. Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams, once a dominant force in daytime television, has experienced a dramatic shift in her life and career due to serious health challenges that gradually unfolded in the public eye. Known for her bold personality and unfiltered commentary on The Wendy Williams Show, she built a media empire over decades, transitioning from radio to television and becoming a household name. However, behind the scenes, her health was quietly deteriorating. In 2018, Williams publicly revealed that she had been diagnosed with Graves' disease, an autoimmune disorder that leads to hyperthyroidism. This condition can cause a wide range of symptoms, including rapid heartbeat, weight fluctuations, fatigue, anxiety, and the distinctive eye changes often associated with the illness. She admitted that she had ignored warning signs for years, prioritizing work over her well-being, a decision she later acknowledged had serious consequences. Her condition led to multiple breaks from her show, including a highly publicized on-air fainting incident in 2017 that, in hindsight, was likely linked to her underlying health issues. Over time, complications expanded beyond Graves' disease, including lymphedema and other health concerns that required hospitalization and rehabilitation. In 2022, after years of intermittent absences, her long-running show officially ended. What makes Williams' story particularly compelling is the intersection of public scrutiny and personal struggle. As her health declined, so did her ability to maintain control over her career and personal affairs, eventually leading to legal guardianship arrangements. Despite these challenges, her openness has sparked important conversations about chronic illness, burnout, and the pressures of maintaining a public persona. Today, Wendy Williams remains a significant figure in media history. While her future in broadcasting is uncertain, her story highlights the importance of early diagnosis, self-care, and the often unseen cost of sustained success in the spotlight. Selma Blair. Selma Blair's battle with multiple sclerosis, MS, has transformed her from a respected actress into a powerful advocate for visibility and resilience in the face of chronic illness. Diagnosed in 2018, Blair revealed that she had likely been experiencing symptoms for years before receiving a formal diagnosis. Multiple sclerosis is a disease in which the immune system attacks the protective covering of nerves, disrupting communication between the brain and the body. Following her diagnosis, Blair chose transparency over privacy, documenting her journey in interviews and on social media. She described symptoms such as chronic pain, muscle spasms, fatigue, and a neurological phenomenon often referred to as electric shock sensations when bending her neck. These symptoms significantly impacted her mobility and daily functioning, at times requiring the use of a cane. In 2019, Blair underwent an intensive hematopoietic stem cell transplant, HSCT, a procedure aimed at resetting the immune system. The treatment involved chemotherapy and a lengthy recovery period. By 2021, she shared encouraging news. Her MS was in remission, with no new disease progression visible. While remission does not mean cure, it marked a major turning point in her condition. Beyond managing symptoms, Blair has used her platform to advocate for greater accessibility and representation. She has spoken about the invisible aspects of illness, how many symptoms are not outwardly visible yet deeply affect quality of life. Her collaboration in adaptive fashion design has also helped bring attention to the practical challenges faced by individuals with limited mobility. Her documentary, Introducing Selma Blair, offered an unfiltered look at her journey, further solidifying her role as a voice for those living with chronic conditions. Through honesty and determination, Blair has reshaped public understanding of MS, proving that vulnerability can be a powerful form of strength. Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez's health journey has become one of the most widely discussed and accurately documented stories of chronic illness in modern pop culture. Diagnosed with lupus, an autoimmune disease, she has faced a condition in which the immune system mistakenly attacks healthy tissues, causing inflammation across multiple organs. Lupus can affect the skin, joints, kidneys, heart, and brain, and its symptoms often fluctuate, making it difficult to manage consistently. Gomez first went public with her diagnosis in the mid-2000s, but the most critical moment came in 2017 when she underwent a kidney transplant due to lupus-related complications. The donor was her close friend, Francia Raisa, and the surgery marked a turning point in her life. According to medical data, up to 60% of lupus patients experience kidney involvement, known as lupus nephritis, which can become life-threatening if untreated. Beyond the physical toll, Gomez has been open about the mental health impact of her condition. She has spoken candidly about anxiety, depression, and bipolar disorder, emphasizing how chronic illness and mental health are often deeply interconnected. In 2020, she confirmed her bipolar diagnosis, adding another layer to her advocacy work. Despite stepping back from music and touring at times to focus on recovery, Gomez has continued to build a multifaceted career, balancing acting, producing, and entrepreneurship. Her brand, Rare Beauty, launched in 2020, is closely tied to her mission of promoting mental health awareness, with a portion of profits supporting related initiatives. What makes Gomez's story particularly impactful is her consistency in sharing verified, medically accurate information while maintaining personal boundaries. Her transparency has helped normalize conversations around autoimmune disease and mental health, especially among younger audiences. Today, she stands not only as a global entertainer, but also as a credible advocate for long-term health awareness and self-acceptance. Dan Reynolds. Dan Reynolds, the lead vocalist of Imagine Dragons, has emerged as a prominent voice in raising awareness about autoimmune diseases, particularly ankylosing spondylitis, AS. AS is a chronic inflammatory condition that primarily affects the spine and sacroiliac joints, often leading to severe pain and, in advanced cases, reduced mobility due to spinal fusion. Reynolds' experience with the disease sheds light on a condition that is frequently misunderstood and underdiagnosed. Reynolds has stated that his symptoms began in adolescence, initially presenting as persistent back and joint pain. For years, these signs were either dismissed or misdiagnosed, a common issue for AS patients, as the disease can take an average of 7 to 10 years to be correctly identified. His eventual diagnosis helped explain years of discomfort that had significantly impacted his quality of life. In addition to ankylosing spondylitis, Reynolds has also dealt with ulcerative colitis, another autoimmune disorder affecting the digestive system. The coexistence of multiple autoimmune conditions is not uncommon, as they often share underlying immune system dysfunctions. Managing these illnesses required a combination of medical treatment, including biologic therapies, and lifestyle adjustments such as regular exercise and dietary changes. Reynolds has emphasized the importance of physical activity in managing AFS, noting that consistent movement helps reduce stiffness and maintain flexibility. Medical research supports this approach, with exercise being a key component in slowing disease progression. He has also spoken about achieving periods of remission, although the condition remains unpredictable. Beyond his personal health, Reynolds has actively used his platform to advocate for others facing similar challenges. Through partnerships with medical organizations and public speaking, he has highlighted the emotional isolation that often accompanies chronic pain. His openness has contributed to increased awareness, helping others recognize symptoms earlier and seek appropriate treatment. Yolanda Hadid. Yolanda Hadid's health journey has been both deeply personal and highly public, bringing significant attention to the long-term effects of Lyme disease. Best known for her role on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and as a former model, Hadid revealed that she had been battling what she described as chronic neurological Lyme disease. This condition, linked to a bacterial infection transmitted through tick bites, can lead to a wide range of symptoms, including extreme fatigue, cognitive impairment, joint pain, and neurological complications. Her diagnosis came during the early years of her television career, and what followed was a prolonged and often controversial journey. Lyme disease, particularly in its chronic form, remains a subject of debate within the medical community, which contributed to skepticism she faced publicly, even from people within her own social circle. Despite this, Hadid remained vocal about her symptoms, describing periods where she struggled with memory loss, concentration issues, and severe exhaustion. Over more than a decade, she pursued various treatments ranging from conventional medicine to alternative therapies. While not all approaches are universally supported by scientific consensus, her persistence highlighted the complexity of managing chronic conditions that lack straightforward solutions. Importantly, her story also shed light on how invisible illnesses can be misunderstood due to the absence of outward physical signs. Hadid has also spoken about the emotional toll of her condition, including moments of despair and isolation. However, she consistently credits her children as a source of strength, motivating her to continue seeking recovery and stability. In recent years, she has stepped away from the spotlight, choosing a quieter lifestyle focused on wellness and healing. Her experience has contributed to broader awareness about Lyme disease and the importance of empathy toward those living with chronic, often misunderstood health conditions. Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, one of the most influential figures in modern hip-hop, has also faced a serious neurological condition that has shaped aspects of his personal and professional life. The Grammy-winning rapper has epilepsy, a disorder characterized by recurrent, unprovoked seizures caused by abnormal electrical activity in the brain. Although he experienced symptoms earlier in life, his condition became widely known after a series of high-profile medical emergencies in the 2000s. One of the most alarming incidents occurred in 2013, when Lil Wayne was hospitalized after suffering multiple seizures in a short period, reportedly requiring intensive care. Since then, there have been additional episodes, including seizures experienced during flights, which forced emergency landings. These events highlighted the unpredictable nature of epilepsy, where triggers such as stress, sleep deprivation, and intense work schedules can increase the likelihood of episodes. Despite the severity of his condition, Lil Wayne has continued to maintain an active career, releasing music and performing globally. Managing epilepsy typically involves a combination of medication, lifestyle adjustments, and careful monitoring of triggers. While he has not publicly detailed every aspect of his treatment, he has acknowledged the importance of rest and reducing stress to minimize risk. His openness about epilepsy has played a role in raising awareness, particularly within communities where neurological disorders are less frequently discussed. According to global health data, epilepsy affects around 50 million people worldwide, making it one of the most common neurological conditions. Lil Wayne's story reflects both the challenges and realities of living with a chronic disorder while sustaining a demanding career. Rather than stepping away, he has adapted, continuing to create, perform, and influence the music industry while managing a condition that requires constant vigilance and care. Jonas. Jonas has lived most of his life under the spotlight, but one of the most defining aspects of his journey began long before global fame fully took hold. At just 13 years old, he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, a chronic condition in which the pancreas produces little to no insulin. The diagnosis came after he experienced rapid weight loss, reportedly around 20 pounds in a short period, along with extreme fatigue and constant thirst, symptoms that required immediate medical attention. Type 1 diabetes demands continuous management. Patients must monitor blood glucose levels multiple times a day and rely on insulin therapy to regulate their condition. For Jonas, this meant learning discipline at a young age, while simultaneously navigating a rising music career with the Jonas Brothers. According to health data, individuals with type 1 diabetes must maintain blood sugar within a target range of roughly 70 to 180 milligrams per deciliter to avoid complications, making consistency critical. Over time, Jonas has become a leading advocate for diabetes awareness. He has partnered with organizations and technology companies to promote continuous glucose monitoring systems, CGMs, which provide real-time data and reduce the need for frequent finger prick testing. His involvement has helped normalize conversations around the condition, especially among younger audiences who may feel isolated after diagnosis. Despite the daily demands of managing diabetes, Jonas has maintained a high-energy lifestyle, touring globally, acting, and expanding into business ventures. He has emphasized that while the condition never disappears, it becomes manageable with the right tools, education, and support system. Today, Nick Jonas represents a balance between discipline and ambition. His journey illustrates that chronic illness, while challenging, does not define limitations. Instead, it can shape resilience, awareness, and a deeper connection to millions facing similar realities worldwide. Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman, widely regarded as one of the most respected actors of his generation, has continued to deliver powerful performances despite living with chronic pain stemming from a serious accident. In 2008, Freeman was involved in a car crash in Mississippi that left him with significant injuries, including nerve damage to his left arm. Although he survived, the aftermath introduced him to a long-term condition consistent with fibromyalgia, a disorder characterized by widespread musculoskeletal pain, fatigue, and heightened sensitivity to pressure. Fibromyalgia affects millions globally, yet remains difficult to diagnose due to the absence of a single definitive test. Symptoms often include persistent pain, sleep disturbances, and cognitive difficulties, sometimes referred to as fibrofog. Freeman has spoken about the constant discomfort he experiences, describing it as a condition that never fully subsides. As a result of nerve damage, he has also lost substantial mobility in his left hand, frequently seen wearing a compression glove to improve circulation. Despite these physical challenges, Freeman has not withdrawn from his profession. Instead, he has adapted. Continuing to act well into his 80s, he has appeared in major productions while managing pain that would sideline many others. His ability to maintain such a demanding career highlights both personal endurance and professional commitment. Freeman's situation also underscores a broader issue. Chronic pain conditions are often invisible to the public. While audiences see composed performances on screen, the reality behind them can involve ongoing physical strain. His openness, though measured, has contributed to a more realistic understanding of long-term injury and pain management. Even with these obstacles, Morgan Freeman remains an enduring presence in film. His story is not defined by limitation, but by adaptation, demonstrating that longevity in a demanding industry is possible, even when facing persistent health challenges. Halle Berry. Halle Berry's journey with diabetes has played a significant role in shaping both her lifestyle and her long-term approach to health. Diagnosed in her early 20s after reportedly falling into a diabetic coma on a film set, Berry was initially believed to have type 1 diabetes. However, over time, she clarified that her condition aligns more closely with type 2 diabetes, making her case somewhat unique and often discussed in medical conversations about misdiagnosis and metabolic health. Diabetes, particularly type 2, affects how the body processes blood sugar, glucose, often requiring strict lifestyle management to prevent complications such as cardiovascular disease, nerve damage, and kidney issues. Berry has been vocal about taking control of her condition through disciplined nutrition and consistent physical activity. She follows a low-carbohydrate, ketogenic-style diet, which focuses on stabilizing blood sugar levels by reducing glucose spikes, a method supported by some clinical research for managing insulin resistance. Her commitment to fitness has become a defining part of her identity. Berry has shared that regular exercise not only helps regulate her glucose levels, but also strengthens her overall resilience, especially as she continues performing physically demanding roles well into her 50s. For example, during the filming of John Wick Chapter 3, she endured intense training despite sustaining injuries, demonstrating her determination to maintain peak physical condition. Beyond her personal routine, Berry has used her platform to educate others about diabetes management, emphasizing prevention and awareness. According to global health statistics, over 400 million people worldwide live with diabetes, making public figures like Berry crucial in spreading accurate information. Her story is not just about managing a chronic condition, it's about redefining it. Rather than allowing diabetes to limit her, Halle Berry has turned it into a catalyst for discipline, longevity, and sustained performance in a highly competitive industry. Anthony Anderson. Anthony Anderson's experience with type 2 diabetes offers a powerful example of how awareness and lifestyle changes can transform long-term health outcomes. Diagnosed in his early 30s, Anderson initially struggled to fully grasp the seriousness of the condition. Type 2 diabetes, which accounts for roughly 90 to 95% of all diabetes cases globally, develops when the body becomes resistant to insulin or fails to produce enough of it, leading to elevated blood sugar levels. For years, Anderson managed his condition inconsistently, a reality he later admitted openly. However, a turning point came when he recognized the potential complications associated with uncontrolled diabetes, particularly its strong link to cardiovascular disease. Medical data shows that individuals with diabetes are up to twice as likely to develop heart-related conditions, a risk that motivated him to take action. Anderson began implementing structured lifestyle changes, focusing on balanced nutrition, regular exercise, and medical guidance. He adopted a more mindful approach to eating, often emphasizing portion control and carbohydrate timing, strategies that help maintain stable glucose levels throughout the day. Physical activity also became a key component, supporting both weight management and improved insulin sensitivity. Beyond personal transformation, Anderson has become an active advocate for diabetes education. Through partnerships with healthcare organizations and public campaigns, he has worked to raise awareness about early detection and prevention. His involvement highlights a critical issue. Many individuals remain undiagnosed or unaware of their condition until complications arise. What distinguishes Anderson's story is its relatability. Unlike sudden diagnoses, his journey reflects a gradual shift from neglect to proactive care, a path many people with chronic conditions experience. Today, he continues to balance a successful acting career with his commitment to health, using his visibility to encourage others to take control of their well-being before it's too late. Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, one of the most respected actors in modern cinema, has openly discussed his experience living with type 2 diabetes, a condition he revealed publicly in 2013. Known for his versatility across decades of filmmaking, Hanks's diagnosis added a new dimension to his personal narrative, highlighting the long-term impact of lifestyle and genetic factors on health. Type 2 diabetes develops when the body becomes resistant to insulin or does not produce enough to maintain normal glucose levels. In Hank's case, He has acknowledged that fluctuating weight for various film roles, combined with less than ideal dietary habits earlier in life, likely contributed to the onset of the disease. He mentioned that doctors had warned him about rising blood sugar levels years before the official diagnosis, indicating a progression from prediabetes to a confirmed condition. Managing type 2 diabetes requires consistent lifestyle adjustments, and Hanks has taken a structured approach. He has emphasized the importance of maintaining a stable weight, engaging in daily physical activity, and following a balanced diet. Medical guidelines suggest that even a 5 to 10% reduction in body weight can significantly improve blood sugar control, a principle Hanks has applied over time. Unlike some public figures, Hanks has approached the topic with a calm, matter-of-fact tone, neither dramatizing nor minimizing the condition. His transparency has helped normalize conversations around diabetes, especially among older adults, as the risk increases with age. According to global health statistics, more than 500 million people worldwide are living with diabetes, making awareness increasingly important. Despite the diagnosis, Hanks has continued to deliver critically acclaimed performances, maintaining a demanding schedule in film and production. His experience underscores a key message. While chronic conditions require attention and discipline, they do not necessarily halt professional momentum. Instead, they often prompt a more mindful and sustainable way of living. George Clooney. George Clooney, known globally for his charisma and enduring film career, has also shared a lesser-known chapter of his life involving a neurological condition he experienced in his youth. As a teenager, Clooney developed Bell's palsy, a temporary form of facial paralysis caused by dysfunction of the facial nerve. This condition typically affects one side of the face, leading to drooping, difficulty closing the eye, and impaired facial expressions. While Bell's palsy is often short-lived, its sudden onset can be both physically and emotionally challenging, especially during formative years. Clooney has spoken about this period with a mix of humor and honesty, recalling how the condition impacted his confidence at the time. For someone who would later become one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces, dealing with facial asymmetry during adolescence was not easy. However, Bell's palsy is generally non-permanent, and in Clooney's case, the symptoms eventually resolved without long-term damage. Although this health issue occurred long before his rise to fame, it remains a meaningful part of his personal story. It highlights how even temporary medical conditions can leave a lasting psychological impression, particularly when they affect appearance and social interaction. Clooney's willingness to revisit this experience publicly has contributed to a broader understanding of Bell's palsy, a condition that affects thousands of people annually worldwide. Today, Clooney continues to lead a highly active career as an actor, director, and producer, with decades of success behind him. His early experience with Bell's palsy did not define his path, but it added depth to it, demonstrating resilience and adaptability long before he became a global icon. Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian has used her global platform to bring attention to psoriasis, a chronic autoimmune skin condition that affects millions worldwide. First diagnosed in her mid-20s, Kardashian inherited the condition from her mother, Kris Jenner, highlighting the genetic component often associated with psoriasis. The disease accelerates the life cycle of skin cells, leading to the buildup of thick, red, scaly patches that can appear on various parts of the body. Psoriasis is not contagious, but it can be persistent and unpredictable. Flare-ups may be triggered by stress, illness, weather changes, or other environmental factors. Kardashian has openly documented these episodes, including visible outbreaks on her legs, arms, and torso. By sharing unfiltered images and experiences, she has helped reduce stigma surrounding visible skin conditions, something many individuals struggle with privately. Medically, psoriasis affects approximately 2 to 3% of the global population. While there is no definitive cure, Treatments range from topical creams and phototherapy to systemic medications that target immune responses. Kardashian has experimented with various approaches over the years, balancing treatment effectiveness with side effects, a common challenge for patients managing autoimmune conditions. Beyond the physical symptoms, she has also addressed the emotional impact of psoriasis, particularly in an industry that emphasizes appearance. Her openness has encouraged conversations about self-image, confidence, and acceptance, especially among younger audiences who may feel pressured by unrealistic beauty standards. Despite ongoing flare-ups, Kardashian continues to expand her business ventures and media presence. Her willingness to speak candidly about psoriasis transforms what could be a private struggle into a broader message of awareness and normalization, demonstrating that visibility can be a powerful tool for education and empowerment. From Bruce Willis to Kim Kardashian, these stories reveal something deeper than fame. They show resilience under pressure that most people will never experience publicly. But here's where it gets interesting. Should celebrities step away completely to focus on their health, or continue using their platform to inspire millions while fighting their battles? There's no easy answer. Some believe health must come first, no exceptions. Others argue their visibility gives hope to those facing the same struggles. What do you think? Drop your opinion in the comments and let's start the conversation. And if you want more powerful, real stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to American Icon Stories, where fame meets reality.